Appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you will love this vibe, and everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This could be past, present, or future. You or someone around you. One moment. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. It's not a personal read. If you like a general read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Hope you all are doing wonderful and feeling great. Let me get some more agua. The message that I received, the download that I received, that there's a need to make sure that you are finding the lesson in the darkness whenever you feel darkness, or finding the lesson to be learned in different situations, things that may occur maybe in your life with you, people around you, people whom you care about. Spirit is saying it's time to find the lesson to be learned, and you've heard this before repetitively, but Source is saying it's time to really find the lesson to be learned. Things as simple as you're preparing to leave your home, and for some reason, maybe there's like a habit, or there's some consistency of you always forgetting something. Maybe there's a lesson to be learned. This doesn't have to be anything major. This could be something small to medium or large. Okay, so it's not that deep. But Spirit is saying for us all, including myself, to take the time and find the lesson to be learned. There may be a reason why when you leave the house, you're always forgetting something. Maybe it could be a call, for example, collective, to maybe get more rest. When you're going somewhere, make sure you're up extra early, so you'll give yourself time to prepare, preparation time, time to make sure that you have all that is needed, all that is required. And so Spirit is saying, instead of becoming upset, and angry when things don't go your way, or little small things occur, it's time to find the lessons to be learned, not to be hyper focused on it, but just taking time to consider that things that occur isn't always because maybe you have bad luck. It's not that. It's not always because maybe someone is manipulating energy towards you. Not all the time. We know people partake in these things, but it is not always true in every case. And so the first card that I have here is the King of Pentacles. And so the King of Pentacles energy here is clearly depicting, the energy of, someone who needs to, you probably can't see it there, but someone who needs to rest assured, when it comes to being confident, when it comes to staying on your throne, when it comes to knowing who you are, for you to continue to be confident, for you to continue to know who you are, for you to continue to stay focused. Don't allow small things to disturb you. This energy is for someone who is easily disturbed, someone who goes from 0 to 100 like real quick. This could be something that you are known for. Maybe people know that you're someone who's likely to get upset very quickly. Your family, friends, or associates may know this about you. And Spirit is saying simply just slow down. We understand that you may feel time goes fast, or you may say, well, I have so much to do. You could be someone who works 2 jobs. You could be someone who's a full-time parent and you work, you could just be someone who's just busy, and so you feel like you're dragging yourself to push yourself. Okay. I hope that makes sense. Collective, you are feeling like you're dragging yourself to push yourself. Okay. And so it is important for you to, understand that everything isn't always a negative, and it doesn't matter, what your belief is, on this channel, all is welcome. There are different ways to learn and to expand and to grow. And so Spirit is clearly communicating, you may not visit a cathedral. You may not belong to a church or organization. You may have an unorthodox belief system, but trust and know that the divine is constantly communicating with all of us, and our ancestors are communicating with all of us on a daily daily, to assist us in our growth and our development. But we have to be aware of the signs and the synchronicities, okay? And so the next card I have here is judgment. And so there could be a judgment taking place, telling you, asking you, and requesting you. This could also be your spirit team or your spirit guides, also informing you, hey, slow down. You don't have to be anxious. You don't have to be in a rush. There's nothing for you to fear, or be in the mental state of a reactionary, always action oriented, anxious, nervous, worried, cast your fears aside, surrender what's out of your control. And so, yeah, this reading is clearly for someone who feels overwhelmed on a daily basis. You could be a single parent, or you may be in a relationship, but you're still busy. Maybe a majority, of the requirements of your household, as well as your children or family setting, is relied on you. Maybe your spouse is the one that brings the bacon home, who works, and you're responsible for other responsibilities, but it could overwhelm you. And so Spirit is saying, make sure you take time for yourself, but do not grow so frustrated where you feel that you're being attacked, or you feel someone is throwing negative energy your way, or you're feeling like you're not loved. You are always able and fully capable to connect with source and with the divine at any time. No one is exempt, from having a spiritual connection. Okay. And so the next card we have here is the Ace of Swords. And so with the Ace of Swords here, this is clarity. This is clarity. This is your confirmation. This is not a coincidence that you are receiving clarity, that it is time for you to slow down. You may have said this to yourself. You may also be someone who's confiding in someone who is close to you, having a conversation regarding how much overwhelmed that you feel. And it could be impacting you, because you're like, what do I do? What should I do? And this person could be just a listening ear. I'm picking up somebody who's just listening, but they have no answers. But Spirit is saying the answers are within you. And so the next card that I have collective here is the Two of Pentacles. And so the Two of Pentacles represents you maintaining and establishing your balance and your stability. As you see, this person is sitting there, relaxed. She's, blowing on her pipe, or I was going to say blowing bubbles, but she's blowing, looks like she could be blowing bubbles, or maybe smoking some kind of pipe, maybe some kind of tobacco. Okay, tobacco collector. But in that, that bubble there, that circle, that sphere, there's a pentagram there. And so you can trust and rest assured that you will be heading towards more stability that is consistent in your life. And you're going to find a way to make things more easier for yourself, make things more convenient for yourself, and not be so overwhelmed. You could be drained as well. And Spirit wants you to come out of that energy of feeling like you are drained. The next card that we have here is the Three of Cups. And so you could have friends or associates who are wondering where you are. Maybe they invite you, you don't show up. That kind of energy. And you're probably like, look, I am busy. My life is not like yours, and they could be aware of this, but they're like, yeah, right. We want you to hang out with us. So you could be feeling like you're missing out on the fun times. But Spirit is saying that will return for you. Okay. Maybe you are someone who's been maybe forced to maybe sacrifice, having a social life, sacrifice not being able to go out and have fun with the crew, with the clique, with the girls or the guys. Maybe you sacrifice those things and you're ready to make a change. And Spirit is saying for you to be willing to accept help or assistance that is around you. Be willing also to go back to the drawing board, and maybe you need to figure out maybe there are some things that you can let go and take off your plate. Maybe you're someone who's running a lot of errands on a weekly and it's giving you a burnout. You're doing that along with working, along with taking care of the children, the house, your husband, and everything else. And so this could be giving you a burnout. And so Spirit is saying for you to be willing to accept the help that is around you, collective. And so if there is someone around you in your household, in your family, that you could just speak up and say, hey, I need some help. Could you do this one thing for me? Spirit is saying be willing to accept the help. I'm also picking up that you could be someone who feels like, look, like if I'm not doing it, it's not going to get done right. And so Spirit is saying you have to be willing to accept the help around you, as well as make the adjustments that are necessary. Okay. In order to lighten your load so that you won't be so burdened, and you'll be able to have some kind of a social life. You'll be able to go join your friends because they're looking for you. They're wondering. They're like, yeah, we love you. We know you're busy, but make time for us. Okay. There could be a trip coming up also. Maybe they're planning. Maybe people want to know, are you going to be available? Will you be attending this trip? Maybe you haven't got back to them yet. That's for someone, not everyone. But it looks like there's some kind of decision you're going to make. Either you're going to let go a hobby or something that you have been doing. Maybe you can get someone else to pick the children up, or maybe you could fall back on the overtime, not do as much. You know, maybe there could be someone who bothers you, who burdens you, who bugs you. Spirit is saying, asking you to run errands for them. So you may have to not be a care bear and allow this person to find an alternate to assist them with whatever errands that they need run, whatever assistance that they need, because it's depleting you. So it's just time for you to practice self-preservation and be willing to accept the help and the assistance that is around you, as well as make sure you're finding the lessons that are to be learned in all situations. Spirit is saying it is not all bad. So this concludes the read. I trust and hope that it assists you for your highest good. Later.